This is BAWLER. Hello, I have prepared an important and interesting video for you. Subscribe and write in the comments what you think about it. Russia wanted to showcase its naval power with grandeur, a spectacle meant to remind the world of its might, orchestrated personally by Vladimir Putin. Every July since 2017, the Russian Navy has paraded through the heart of St. Petersburg in a well-publicized show of strength. But this year, in 2025, that parade has been cancelled, and the reason why reveals just how far Russia's naval forces have fallen. The annual event, held on the last Sunday of July, typically features rows of sleek warships, submarine flyovers, and Putin himself overseeing the show, often launching a new ship. But just hours before this year's festivities were to begin, the Kremlin abruptly called everything off. Officially, they blamed security concerns. Unofficially, it's a panic-driven response to a Ukrainian campaign that has obliterated a third of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, a humiliation too big to parade past cameras broadcasting to millions. What unfolded in St. Petersburg was both confusion and cover-up. Authorities initially announced the cancellation early, only to walk it back, claiming the message was posted in error. But within days, the Kremlin made it official. There would be no Navy Day parade in 2025. The warships that once glided proudly down the Naval River would not appear. Putin wouldn't sit watching from the VIP section. No grand spectacle, no new vessel launches. According to Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, the decision was made purely on the grounds of national security, and he wasn't wrong to say so. The last major celebration, Victory Day on May 9th, had already proven how real the threat was. Just 2 days before that event, Ukraine launched a massive drone attack across Russian territory. The parade still took place, but only because Putin had invited key international allies like Chinese President Xi Jinping, effectively creating a diplomatic human shield that Ukraine dared not strike. This time, there were no such VIPs to hide behind, no shield. And on July 27th, the day of the scheduled Navy Day parade, Ukraine again launched a powerful drone assault. Russian officials claimed over 290 Ukrainian drones were intercepted. A civilian was wounded in the Leningrad region, and dozens of flights at Pulkovo airport were either delayed or diverted. The message was clear: Ukraine could have targeted the parade, and this time there would be no international fallout to restrain them. That's why Putin made an uncharacteristic move. Instead of standing proudly aboard a flagship vessel, he quietly arrived in a speedboat, harder to detect and destroy, and retreated inside the naval headquarters in St. Petersburg. From there, he monitored naval drills happening far away, in the Pacific, Atlantic, Baltic, and Caspian seas. A total of 150 ships and 15,000 personnel were reportedly involved, all far from any Ukrainian drones. Putin claimed the cancellation was intentional, part of a working celebration to assess fleet readiness. But the truth couldn't be more different. The real reason for the cancellation is not just fear, it's weakness. According to Euromaidan Press, around 33% of the Russian warships deployed in the Black Sea have been damaged or destroyed. The once feared Black Sea Fleet has been reduced to a shadow of itself. 24 ships gone. The message to the world: Russia can no longer even pretend its navy is intact. This collapse began in 2022 when Ukraine sank the guided missile cruiser Moskva using Neptune missiles. The Moskva, once the flagship of the fleet, went down in flames, proving that even without a traditional navy, Ukraine could dominate through precision and innovation. Instead of ship-to-ship combat, Ukraine relied on land-based missiles and sea drones, technologies that have since taken out dozens more vessels. By early 2025, the UK's Ministry of Defense confirmed the impact. Russia was forced to relocate the remainder of its Black Sea Fleet from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk, abandoning its historic base. Supply runs were halted, naval dominance gone. The Black Sea Fleet could still launch missiles, but Ukraine had stripped it of strategic utility. And it gets worse. Even outside the Black Sea, Russia's navy is deteriorating. Despite boasting 419 vessels, the third largest fleet in the world, Russia's ships are old, poorly maintained, and logistically fragmented. Sanctions and corruption have crippled their shipbuilding industry. Their only aircraft carrier, the Admiral Kuznetsov, has been undergoing repairs since 2018 and is now reportedly beyond saving. According to a July 2025 report, Russia is considering scrapping the ship entirely due to its unrecoverable condition. The truth is that even if Putin had held his parade, it would have featured outdated, unfit ships, symbols of decline rather than power. That visual embarrassment, broadcast to Russian homes, might have been even more damaging than a Ukrainian attack. But Ukraine hasn't stopped at just degrading Russia's naval assets. With the Black Sea under control and the remaining fleet out of reach, Ukraine has turned to a new target: Russia's Shadow Fleet. This clandestine network of over 780 oil tankers was created to circumvent Western sanctions and deliver crude to countries like China. These ships often sail under false flags and use deceptive tactics to avoid detection. For Russia, this fleet is an economic lifeline. Now Ukraine is attacking it. As of July 2025, several Shadow Fleet vessels have been disabled, including the Eco Wizard, which was hit by 2 explosions in the port of Ust-Luga, rendering it inoperable. It was the 6th such strike this year. Ukraine has figured out that crippling Russia's illicit oil revenue can be as effective as destroying tanks on the battlefield, and there's little Putin can do to stop it. So the Navy Day parade wasn't just cancelled, it was rendered obsolete. Putin has lost the ability to show strength at sea, both militarily and economically. The destruction of the Black Sea Fleet and the Shadow Fleet attacks are not just tactical wins for Ukraine, they're symbolic proof that Russia's naval empire is crumbling. And perhaps most importantly, these victories have reopened a possibility many dismissed: the return of Crimea. As Ukraine gains control of the sea and disables Russian reinforcements and supply lines, the dream of reclaiming the peninsula seems more realistic than ever. Don't miss our full breakdown in the video. Subscribe to the Military Show for more frontline reporting, strategic analysis, and insights into how Ukraine is changing the course of modern war.